Hi guys, welcome to day 39 of Project 365. Woo! Today, I will be bringing you a public service announcement about a wonderful thing known as eminent domain. And yes, I did just create my own echo effect. Okay, so, I hear you cry out, well, what is eminent domain? Well, it is quite simple. It is actually the government's ability to take private property and use it for public works. Now, lately this definition of public works has been slightly askewed. Generally speaking, lately cities have been using eminent domain to take away private properties in order to generate more tax revenue. Isn't that nice? Generally speaking, public works was originally intended to be schools, libraries, infrastructure like post offices, roads, highways, stuff like that. However, in a recent Supreme Court case back in 2005, in a 5-4 decision, they found tax revenue and economic growth was a decent reasoning to use eminent domain and kick people out of their houses because they felt it would expand the economy. Also, it just so happens that the case where that area is happening has not developed at all since the case originally happened. Oh my, isn't that a surprise? So, I'm not personally sure how you would feel, but let's just assume this scenario would happen, right? So, generally, what would happen is someone would come knocking at your door, generally a sheriff or something like that, and they would proceed to say, hi, we're gonna kick you out of your house, but here's the market value for the house. Now, you know, generally speaking, that wouldn't be such a bad thing. However, we happen to be in something called a recession. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially the economic state that we are in presently. Yeah, so, essentially, house prices have dropped dramatically, so the price that you bought your house for when the economy was stable, isn't going to be the price you're going to be getting back for it. I know for one thing, our house was, about $345,000 when we bought it. Presently, I believe on the house market, it's only about, well, it rose up to something like $500,000 or $600,000, and then now it's like down to I want to say something like $320,000. So I mean, it isn't that dramatic, but I mean, I'm sure in other places it would be a much larger differential. But you know, the fact that people are starting to, or that governments are starting to use eminent domain in order to get more tax revenue, is kind of silly to me because, I don't know, generally speaking, I wouldn't want to kick people out of their houses because I feel that I cannot earn money for my city. Yeah, so, that is it. It's just a quick public service announcement about something I learned today, and I thought I would teach you guys about it because I'm not sure how many of you know about eminent domain and its loveliness. So, question of the day, what do you think is the most fundamentally important amendment within the Constitution? I know, generally speaking, most people will say the First Amendment. Personally, I would say it's the 10th Amendment, because that is essentially the amendment that begins the breakup between federal and state law. And it sort of enforces the state sovereignty that all the states hold dear. But I can see why the First Amendment would be important and fundamental, but there was huge issues back when our country was first forming about how the government was going to be created, and one of the hugest things one of the biggest compromises they came up with was the federal system, where the federal system, where there's a centralized government and then there's separate state governments separated by region. So I kind of think that would be the most fundamental thing because it was one of the biggest things that secured a compromise besides Articles 2, 3, and 4. 4 in the Constitution, which sort of just say and set up the judicial powers and the legislative powers by having a bicameral legislature with a Senate and House of Representatives, with the House of Representatives being determined by population, while the Senate is 2 people per state. But yes, this has been a public service announcement brought to you by moi, and I hope you guys enjoyed, so I will see you guys tomorrow, alright? Have a great day.